What's good, everybody? Now, one of the ways to tell if someone's done steroids is if they have supremely large deltoid muscles, if they have supremely 3D delts. And personally, what I feel is that really large delts don't look great from an aesthetic standpoint. It doesn't look natural. And keeping natural aesthetics in mind, one of the best physiques in Bollywood in terms of aesthetics is Ranveer Singh. And today's video is about Ranveer Singh's natural looking pair of shoulders like boulders. Now, if you watch my other Bollywood bodies videos, you'd know that I give a lot of gyan before getting to the actual workout, and that's what we're going to do today as well. Okay, the first thing you need to know is that if you want 3D looking delts like Ranveer Singh's or like any athletes, the first thing you got to keep in mind is the fat percent. Your fat percent has to be low if you want bulgy shoulders. And the second thing you need to understand is the anatomy of a shoulder from a bodybuilding standpoint. So from a bodybuilding standpoint, your deltoid is made of 3 heads. The first is the front head or the anterior head, the second is the medial head or the middle head, and the third is the posterior deltoid or the back side of the shoulder. But from a bodybuilding perspective, I feel that posterior deltoid training is more a back workout thing. When we're talking about shoulder workouts, I feel that the focus should be on the front part or the anterior deltoid and the medial deltoid or the middle part for that sideways bulge. And if your focus is on the anterior and the medial deltoid, it's not about a lot of variations. It's a few variations done many times. So before we start on the Ranveer Singh shoulder workout, there's a couple of things you got to keep in mind. The first is that the written version is in the description box, so make sure you check it out. And the second is the concept of failure. As I explained in all my other Bollywood bodies videos, failure is when you're taking one set in a particular workout till complete exhaustion. So you'll see a lot of gym bros, they'll take all the sets till failure. They'll take every set till the point where they can't push anymore. That's not how you work out correct. If you want to work out correct, you gotta leave 1 or 2 reps in the tank. You can't run out till failure in every set. That's not how you trigger muscle hypertrophy or muscle growth. Now you gotta remember that your shoulders are one of the most injury prone parts of your body. So before we start the Ranveer Singh shoulder workout, make sure you check out my video on the correct form of shoulder exercises. A few key pointers here and there will just make sure that you aren't that prone to injury and you're doing all the workouts in a correct manner. And remember always, from a bodybuilding perspective, if you want gains, it's all about the correct form. First, get your form correct. So the Ranveer Singh shoulder workout begins with the focus on your anterior deltoids. Now when you look at Ranveer Singh from a front angle, you'll see that his anterior delts pop. That adds a lot to the aesthetics of a person when you're looking at them from a front profile. So if you want to target your anterior deltoids, there's nothing that works like a barbell overhead press. Now what I feel personally is that when it comes to shoulder workouts in India, a lot of people don't focus on the strength aspect of their shoulders. Now you gotta understand that how much you push in your overhead press has a direct carryover to your bench press for your chest. And just from that standpoint, I feel you should focus a lot on your barbell overhead press. And that's why the Ranveer Singh shoulder workout begins with 3 to 4 sets of the OHP. In each of these sets, keep in mind you want to go only up till 80% of failure. So in your first 2 sets, you select a basic weight, and in both the sets, you go up to about 12 reps. In your third set, you increase the weight a little bit and go up to 10 reps. And in your fourth and final set, increase the weight a little more and go up to 8 reps. Now the reason I'm giving so much importance to the barbell OHP and not the dumbbell OHP is that when you have a closed chain, when you have a bar that you're lifting, you don't need to worry about balancing it. Your arms automatically balance each other, and this way you can focus more on the total weight you're lifting. But keep in mind that shoulder strength doesn't boil down to just how much weight you're pushing, it's also about balancing your arms. And that's why in the second set, we're going to train the anterior deltoid again, take the volume of the entire workout a little bit further, but this time with dumbbells. That's why you're going to attempt 3 sets of the dumbbell overhead press. Again, you go up to 80% of failure in every set, and in every subsequent set, you go up a little bit in terms of weight. Okay, so in total, we've done about 7 sets where we've only targeted the anterior deltoid. But from a bodybuilding perspective, if you want bulgy shoulders, if you want those slightly 3D delts, you gotta focus your training on the medial deltoid. Again, when you're looking at Ranveer Singh from a front profile, his anterior deltoids do pop, but what pops as much are his medial deltoids. It gives your entire shoulders width and it gives you that more broader looking feel. You look like you have a V-taper if you work on your medial deltoid a lot. So the best exercise to target your medial deltoid is the basic lateral shoulder raise. Now a lot of people just do about 3 or 4 sets of this lateral raise, but I feel that your medial deltoid in terms of aesthetics is that important a muscle group that you should be doing a lot more sets of it. And that's why personally I prefer doing about 5 to 6 sets of lateral raises, but in each of those sets I make sure that I go super light on the weight and I focus a lot on the form. So use super light weights and churn out about 5 to 6 sets of lateral raises. In each of those sets, as always, go up only till 80% of failure, but you gotta make sure that you feel a burn in every single set. Okay, now we've already targeted the anterior delt and the medial delt, but if you want to take the volume of your workout a little bit further, we can go back to targeting the anterior delt. So you can end the workout with 3 sets of front raises, when every set, once again, you go up to 80% of failure. So make sure you don't swing your arms, make sure that the movement is completely in control and churn out about 3 sets. And again, you're going to go up to 80% of failure in each of those 3 sets. And that pretty much ends the Ranveer Singh shoulder workout. But I want to end this video by saying that in my experience as a coach, I've seen that a lot of people in Indian gyms give a lot of importance to shoulder workouts. You gotta understand that your shoulders aren't as important a muscle group as your chest or your back or your legs, and you shouldn't be giving it so much volume. Even in this case, if you notice, the kind of volume that we've given for your shoulders is much lesser than the volume we give for chest or back, and that's because your shoulders are much smaller in size. They don't require that much intensity of work in order to grow. So ideally, what I'd suggest is that if you can, for most of the time, try combining shoulders with another muscle group. Maybe your triceps, or do your shoulder with your chest workout, or shoulder with abs or something like that. But in saying that, again, it depends on your preferences. If you want really big, bulgy shoulders, and if you feel like your shoulders are lagging compared to your other muscle groups, take this workout separately and increase the number of sets. Remember, when it comes to bodybuilding, you yourself are the best judge of how your body looks and grows. The kind of workout plan I've given isn't the ultimate shoulder workout plan, it's just a reference for you to follow. Design your own workout based on these guidelines. Remember, when it comes to shoulders, it's just a few basic movements done many times. So if you want to increase the overall volume of your shoulder training, just take these same movements and increase the number of sets you do. And that's how you're going to get shoulders like Ranveer Singh. Hey guys, so that was the video for today. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Now keep in mind that I've already covered the back workout, the chest workout, the leg workout and the arm workout in my Bollywood Bodies playlist. So if you want an intermediate level, detailed and written plan, make sure you check out Bollywood Bodies by BeerBiceps. Either way guys, if you want to follow my personal fitness journey, follow me on Instagram at BeerBiceps and on Snapchat at Ranveer.1693. My Facebook page is facebook.com/BeerBiceps, so make sure you give that a like as well. So until next time guys, from BeerBiceps, see you.